Leading off for the Mountaineers, number 00, Abigail Perry. Up next for the Mountaineers, number 17, Maggie Kane. For the Mountaineers, number 26, Hannah Farshad.
Reaching the board.
That's okay, Molly. No damage. For the Mountaineers, number 11, Brianna Manning.
One the count with 2 down. 2 hits for the Mount here in a scoreless ball game. Top of the first and the delivery. That one misses outside. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Yeah, Jacobson just trying to settle down here. You touched on it. Surrendered 2 singles early on and trying to keep the Mount at bay here in the top half of the first.
And the 2-1 offer. Change up, swung on, soft liner to left field. Little 1 hop in for a base hit. 3 base knocks for the Mount here in the first inning. Both runners are safe. Emma Jackson fields it fine over there in left. And Brianna Manning finds herself aboard with a 2-out knock. 2 consecutive 2-out singles. And now it's Cassidy Johnson. The delivery from Jacobson to the right-handed bat. Outside corner once again. 0-1 with 2 down. In the 0-1 with 2 down here in the top of the first. This is the outside corner, 1 ball, 1 strike. So the sun pretty much dipping away here in Blacksburg. You can see the lights well out past right field for the rec center here on campus in Blacksburg turning on. Softball board out there in right center taking control. Next pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. That time a changeup low. The off speed getting to work here for Jacobson. First frame of action for game 2 in a doubleheader between the Hokies and the Mount St. Mary's Mount here at Tech Softball Park in Blacksburg. Roxanne delivers a 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That'll retire the side. Kyle Marshak alongside Carter Hill. Scoreless start for the Hokies as they step up to the dish. You are listening to Virginia Tech Softball from Learfield. Welcome back to Tech Softball Park for the bottom of the first as the Hokies step up to the dish. New lineups for game 2 in a doubleheader between Virginia Tech, the 13th ranked team in the country, and the visiting Mount St. Mary's Mount from Emmitsburg, Maryland. Well, we went through the defensive alignment and lineups in that first portion. For the Hokies, really the new faces stepping into this lineup. Emma Jackson out there in left field. She's batting in the 5th spot. Meredith Slaw is going to be starting, and so is Morgan Overitis, who will be in the 2-hole. Kelsey Brown will lead things off. So pretty much half of the lineup, if not a little bit more, flipped out for Pete Demore, and what he has is a deep, deep roster for one of the best teams in the ACC. Kyle Marshak alongside Carter Hill. Thank you guys for joining us in the inaugural season of Learfield coverage for Virginia Tech Softball.
Yeah, and it's, again, a well-deserved next step for Virginia Tech Softball, a program that has been one of the best in Virginia Tech athletics for quite some time, and now an opportunity to broadcast their games across radio and the ACC Network Extra as well.
We'll go through the lineups again in just a moment. Showing bunt is a slap hitter, and it's going to be a soft line out to the third baseman charging in. Nice play there by Maggie Kane. So 1 pitch, 1 out as Kelsey Brown pops out on the bunt. So it's the bottom of the first, 1 down now after 1 pitch as the Hokies step up to the dish here at home in game 2 of a doubleheader with the Mount St. Mary's Mount. What happened in that first half inning? Well, a couple of base knocks allowed with 2 down by Jacobson, the pitcher for the Hokies, but they got out of it scoreless. 3 hits allowed, though, for the Mount. First pitch to the new lefty is high. Morgan Overitis, 269 hitter coming into this game. 16th game play of the season. 1-0 the count, 1 down. Scoreless ball game, bottom of the first of game 2 in a doubleheader. Here's the pitch. Swung on, popped up, right behind home plate, tailing towards the third base side, charging. As the third baseman, it pops out of play. Maggie Kane couldn't reach it. In case you didn't hear it, that one clanked off the metal behind home plate. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Scoreless ball game. The lights taking full effect here at Tech Softball Park. Here's the 1-1. Off speed, catches the outside corner. Strike 2.
Morgan Overitis, somebody who play a big pinch hitting role for Virginia Tech this year, but also can contribute in the middle of this Virginia Tech order should Pete Demore choose to go that route.
1-2 with 1 down. Out in front, strike 3. 2 up, 2 down quickly here as the Hokies earn a scoreless ball game at the bottom of the first in game 2 of a doubleheader with the Mount St. Mary's Mount. Game 1, they won 6-3. Let's go through the lineup again real quick for the Hokies. Kelsey Brown led off. Morgan Overitis was right after her. She just struck out. Now it's Meredith Slaw swinging from the left side. After her, Addie Green, Emma Jackson, Jamie Bailey, Kylie Aldridge, Rachel Castine, and Tegan Thrunk. Here's the first pitch. Way out in front on an off speed, but held it. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 down. Here in the bottom of the first, scoreless ball game between the Hokies up at the dish and the Mount St. Mary's Mount. Maddie Coleman, the pitcher for the Mount. Next pitch. Out in front, swing and a miss. 1-1 with 2 down. And we apologize for the technical difficulties here. Open stance for the lefty. Meredith Slaw ready for the right-hander. Maddie Coleman leans into the signing of the pitch. Swung on, chopped to the right side, behind the second baseman. Glove thrown to first is in time. Good play by the leadoff hitter, Abigail Perry, to retire the side. 3 up, 3 down. 1-2-3 go the Hokies. Scoreless ball game as we head to the top of the second. You're listening to Virginia Tech softball from Learfield.
As a reminder, please return all foul balls to the nearest event ushers for a coupon from Sanders Pizzeria for a free slice of cheese pizza. Sanders Pizzeria, authentic Italian food located in the Christiansburg marketplace.
Welcome back to Tech Softball Park. Virginia Tech softball on the Sports Network. Getting covered by Learfield this year in their inaugural season of coverage, and should be a fun one in Game 2 between the Hokies and the Mount St. Mary's Mount. Scoreless ball game as we hit the top of the second.
Absolutely, absolutely it should be. And to Mount St. Mary's' credit, gave Virginia Tech a run for their money earlier today in Game 1. You know, had that 3-1 advantage in the 5th and had a 3-2 lead in the 6th, and Virginia Tech just doing what the Hokies do, found a way to come back and win the ball game. But this Mount St. Mary's team has come to play. We talked about the win over Ole Miss on Sunday. They've already taken down a Power 5 opponent, trying to do so again today.
Maria Goody, the right-handed hitter for the Mount. First pitch, inside corner called strike 1. Well, I said it in Game 1, I'll say it in Game 2. Pete Demore likes to have a business approach to softball for his 13th ranked team in the country. 0-1, off speed, misses the outside corner. 1-1 goes the count to the leadoff hitter for the Mount here in the top of the second. Scoreless ball game. One pitch. Just misses. 2-1. No outs here just yet in the away half of the second frame in the doubleheader. 2 balls, 1 strike. Molly Jacobson gets the count for the Hokies. Rocks and offers. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Pulled the string on that one, Carter.
Yeah, absolutely did. You know, Jacobson, somebody in this Virginia Tech pitching staff, like them all, really, really good stuff. Took a little something off and went with that screwball there that is ever so deadly from Jacobson.
2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 Ks. And the first out here in the top of the second. 0-0 your score between the Mount and the Hokies. Jacobson with her first out for Virginia Tech here in the top of the second.
Yeah, and interestingly enough here too, Kyle, look who's stepping into the box now for Mount St. Mary's. It's Elizabeth King, who pitched in Game 1.
Right-handed bat. First pitch outside. Yeah, Elizabeth King.
A little bit of two-way action.
Kind of a, yeah.
Shohei Ohtani, maybe?
I knew you were going to say it.
Did you see the homer he hit the other day?
Shohei has been incredible. The World Baseball Classic coming up. Yeah, we're plugging the World Baseball
I know.
Classic on Learfield softball. Here's a 1-0 pitch. That one misses outside, 2-0.
Did you seriously see? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I did. He had 2 of them in a game the other day. And the funny thing is, I'll tie it back into softball. A couple of the swings we saw in Game 1 were very similar to Shohei, the way he can lean into a pitch and just drill it. 2-1 with 1 down. That one just low, 3-0 to start. To the second batter with 1 down here in the top of the second. It's Elizabeth King you're just tuning in, the reason we're talking about two-way players, Shohei specifically, is because Elizabeth King pitched in game 1 for the Mountain. Here she is hitting from the right side. The 3-0 pitch with one down. Watches a strike. So yeah, Shohei for Team Japan leaned into 2 of them from the left side. Now, in game 1 for the Hokies softball team, that is, Hansen had the most impressive home run. And it did show flashes a lot of MLB players might see.
Okay.
3-1 with one down, fouled off her foot, and it spins foul. Little cue shot there. She put a lot of backspin on that one. So yeah, Hansen had that go-ahead shot that put the Hokies really with the win in their back pocket in game 1. It was a, what was it, a 2-run home run?
For Madison Hansen, yes, it was, yes.
And she drilled that over the trees in center. Here's the full count pitch with one down. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Came from behind on a 3-0 count. 2 straight Ks to retire. Number 1 and number 2 here in the top of the second. Mount down to their last out in the away half of the second frame. Now it's the left-handed bat of Daisy Gardner. No hits for her just yet. This is only her 3rd game played. 2nd game started in 2023 for the Mount. First pitch, righty on lefty. Fouled off to the left side, off the screen. Karam's off the screen and into the glove of the 3rd baseman, Rachel Chastain. Obviously doesn't count. That's the cool dimension.
I love how you had to specify that.
It was cool though.
Play
Next
banana
pitch,
ball.
Fouled off to the same side. Yeah, banana ball in Savannah. That's true. If a foul ball is caught by a fan, it counts.
Yes, it does.
Carter, I love calling softball with you.
Oh my God, first time. It's our first time.
No balls, 2 strikes, 2 down to the left-handed bat. In the top of the second. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 3 Ks to cross off the board here in the top of the second. We're just having fun here for some Hokie softball on Learfield. We'll be back in just a moment here at Tech Softball Park. Dish. Still a 0-0 score between Virginia Tech and Mount St. Mary's here. Early on in the 2023 campaign. Hokies now 15-4 after a 6-3 victory in game 1 of this doubleheader. We said it in the previous half inning. Here at Tech Softball Park as we get some more chants from Chip Grubb and company. Maddie Hansen, kind of that player of the game with a moon shot to center field that really put the win in the back pockets of the Hokies.
Oh yeah, and that was as impressive as a home run can be, to be totally honest with you, Kyle. Absolutely powered one to straight away center. Hokies bats are big.
4th consecutive left-handed bat for the Hokies. It's Addie Green, the 4-hole spot. To lead off the bottom of the second, here's the first pitch from Coleman. Ball outside. 1-0 the count to start things off in the home half of the second inning. So now the sky is dimmed to pretty much a phthalo blue, if not midnight black. Lights have taken full effect here at Tech Softball Park. In a scoreless ball game between the Hokies and the Mount. Next pitch is called a strike in the inside corner, 1-1. Now, if you're a Hokie, you know generally what campus looks like for Tech Softball Park. I'll try and paint a good image for you, though. There's a 1-1 pitch to the first batter for the Hokies here in the home half of the second. Swung on, grounded to the right side, and an earthwormer turns into an out. First one down here for the Hokies in the bottom of the second. So you can see the orange lighting in the parking lot out in center field, as you were saying, Carter.
No. My apologies. I just was saying this Mount St. Mary's pitching staff, we knew they were good coming into the day, and they've done a nice job settling down these Tech bats, but I'd love to hear your description of Tech Softball Park. I'm sorry I cut you off.
No, you're good. Here's a fresh slate pitch to Emma Jackson, the right-handed bat, righty on righty. Pulling the string in the changeup, but high, 1-0 the count. Addie Coleman missing there. So the orange lights kind of dimming the background out there in left center field, the parking lot, which is rather empty out in front of Lane Stadium, which is completely to the left side. Here's a 1-0 pitch. That one swung on, popped up deep, right center field. Going back near the track, the wall. It is gone. Solo shot. Hokies on top. And and they take the lead. Emma Jackson does it. Virginia Tech leads 1-0 here in the bottom of the second.
Emma Jackson, have yourself a year so far for the Hokies. That ball just skyrocketed off of her bat. And it hits off the right side of the scoreboard in right center field. Hokies' first hit of the day, too.
Third home run of the year for Emma Jackson. Oh, what a tough walkout song.
Dr. Dre?
Oh, yeah. Jamie Bailey, the senior right-handed bat, playing first base now after playing the outfield in the previous game. One down, first pitch, inside corner called strike one. So what a beautiful imagery to have behind Tech Softball Park in the outfield. Way to the left in foul territory is the tall cemented structure of Lane Stadium with the north end zone poking out. Next pitch, swung on line foul right towards Lane Stadium. That'll bang into foul territory. 0-2 with one down quickly here. Now on the opposite side, right field in foul territory. In that direction at least is the green lit turf under the white lighting over there at the rec center for Hokies on campus. Dead center is a little bit of a different texture. Here's the 0-2 with one down. That one misses up and in. Now, as I said, dead center. Left center, there's the parking lot lit by the orange lighting there. Pretty empty because there's no football season right now. Behind the scoreboard in right center, if you can look through the evergreen trees that cover center field.
Ooh, evergreen.
You can see a little bit of a different imagery. Here's the 1-2, foul back with one down. And that's going to be a swinging strike three, but the ball was not caught. She went down to first base. The throw was in time, excuse me. So two down.
No, I actually was with you there. I thought off the bat that she had tipped it. But
so that was a drop third strike, excuse me. All right, so Jamie Bailey strikes out, but not after the Hokies did some damage. Now with two down, it was a solo shot from Emma Jackson to put the Hokies on top 1-0. Here's Kylie Aldridge from the left side of the plate. In the first pitch, drops in, just low. So in center behind those evergreen trees, you can see the silhouette against the purple sky over here in Blacksburg, Virginia, of trees and perhaps a couple of buildings that kind of skyline the background. Next pitch swung on, lofted, deep left field, carrying back towards the track, the wall, spinning around the left fielder. She'll make the running grab, crashing into the wall for out number 3. Nice play by the left fielder, Brianna Manny, to retire the side. Beautiful day here for game 2 of a doubleheader between the Hokies and the Mount. We'll be back in just a moment. It's a 1-0 score for Virginia Tech. You're listening to Hokie Softball from Learfield. Welcome back to Tech Softball Park. Covering you for the middle innings now. Taking over at play-by-play is Carter Hill.
Oh, well, Kyle, thank you so much.
Hey, no problem.
Thank you so much. Top half of the third here in Blacksburg. Virginia Tech, a 1-0 advantage over Mount St. Mary's. Solo shot off the bat of Emma Jackson have given the Hokies the early lead. 3 hits so far on the day for the Mount, just 1 for Virginia Tech. But it was a damaging knock for the Hokies to give them the 1-0 lead. Well, Zoe Truxton, the center fielder, leads it off for Mount St. Mary's. Her first at-bat of the day did not get the start in game 1. First pitch from the righty Jacobson, and she winds and fires first pitches. Swung on and missed on the check swing. Got her with the changeup. The count goes to 0-1. Truxton, a Virginia kid, King George, Virginia. You ever heard of King George, Virginia?
I have not, no.
Not being a Virginia guy. Other end of the state. 167 so far in the year, an RBI. 0-1 cut on a miss once again. Count goes to 0-2. A slap hitter from the left side is Truxton. And plays a speedy center field for Mount St. Mary's. 9-1-2 in the order for the Mount. Truxton, Abigail Perry, and Maggie Kane for Mount St. Mary's here in the third. 0-2 from Jacobson. Swung on and chopped slowly down the third baseline, foul. Count remains 0-2. Castine came charging, but to no avail. Did they say she was out of the box? Oh, I believe they did. So there's an out there for the Hokies. And quite an unconventional way to record out number 1 here in the third for Virginia Tech.
That is an interesting one.
Here's Abigail Perry. 1 for 1 today with a single to left. First pitch is ripped down the left field line, foul. Count goes to 0-1. That's how she singled back in the first. Took a pitch inside in the left field right in front of Emma Ritter for a base hit. Widely open stance from the right side of Perry. 0-1. Miss Lowen outside for a ball. Count goes to 1-1. Now up to 345 on the year. Homer and 4 RBIs. The lone hitter in this Mount St. Mary's order that hits over 320. And one of 2 hitters in the starting lineup over 300. 1-1 way in the dirt. That's an 18-foot curveball there. And the count goes to 2-1. Tech men's basketball about to be in action in about 4 minutes from the Greensboro Coliseum. We'll update you on the ACC men's basketball tournament in just a second. But first, the 2-1. Did she go? Yes, she did on the check swing. Count evens up at 2-2. Earlier today, Georgia Tech down 10 at halftime to Florida State. Comeback winners over the Seminoles. 61-60 sends the Yellow Jackets to the second round. 2-2. Just missed. Lowen outside for a ball. The count goes to 3-2. And then just going final, Boston College 80-61 winners over, should say 80-62 winners over Louisville at the Greensboro Coliseum. The 3-2. Swing and a miss. Got her strike 3, and there's 2 away.
I can't believe you missed the score by 1 point.
I know, I'm so sorry. And then tonight, of course, 11-seeded Virginia Tech taking on the 14-seed Notre Dame. Winner advances to tomorrow's 9:30 p.m. tip. That's a late one. Hokies and Fighting Irish playing for a spot against the 6-seeded NC State Wolfpack. First pitch to the third baseman, Kane, misses outside. The count goes to 1-0. Maggie Kane has had a good day at the plate. Go-ahead 3-run homer back in the first game of this doubleheader. Gave the Mount a 3-1 advantage, I should say. In the top half of the fifth, 1-0. Swung on and chopped slowly down the third baseline. Foul, pull side. Count evens up at 1-1. Yeah, just one of those no-doubt bombs. We've had 2 of those today. Hansen had 1 for Virginia Tech, and then Kane, just a moonshot to left center field. It left the yard in a hurry and gave Mount St. Mary's that 3-1 lead.
I love home runs.
They certainly are a fun part of the game. 1-1. Skipped in the dirt once again. Count moves to 2 balls and a strike. 2 away here in the third. Just in case, on deck is Hannah Gartrell, the catcher for Mount St. Mary's, who's 1 for 1 today. Singled up the middle, 2-1. Swung on and tapped slowly down the third baseline. Foul. Count evens up at 2-2. The crowd has thinned out a little bit at Tech Softball Park, but you still have your diehards in attendance as we approach 7 o'clock Eastern time. Game 2 of the doubleheader between the Hokies and the Mount. Tech won Game 1 earlier today if you're just joining us. 2-2. Swung on in line to the shortstop. Thornke gets through for a base hit. This will split the outfielders and roll all the way to the wall. Kane rounds second. She'll head to third. Here's the throw. Here's the play. And that one's not in time. Most likely an E6 on Tegan Thrunk. And it allows Maggie Kane to reach third with her blistering speed.
That's a play right there where she hit the ball so hard, but right into the ground, that by the time Tegan Thrunk had put her glove down, the ball snuck through.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see how that one scored. It will be an error on Virginia Tech. So a base hit now from Gartrell can tie this ball game up. 1 for 1 today, 320 on the season. Looking for her first RBI. First pitch from Jacobson, swing and a miss. Count goes to 0-1. As I was saying, yeah, crowd thinned out a little bit, but you still have your diehards in attendance. A chilly night here in Blacksburg, down to 42 degrees. The wind has died down just a tad, but it still is very noticeable out to straightaway left. Pitch to Gartrell, swung on in line to the right side. It's gloved by Green, and it gets through for a base hit. 1 run will score. We'll see how it's scored. But right now, we're all tied up at 1 here in the top half of the third here in Blacksburg.
I spoke with Demore before the game. He said he right now believes this is the best defense in the ACC. I would say right now that's not exactly what we're getting. I don't know if it's the temperatures. I don't know if it's just been a long day.
First pitch to the left fielder, Brianna Manning is swung and a miss. The count goes to 1. Yeah, to your point, Kyle, 2 straight errors in the infield. Tegan Thrunk, the error at short, and then Addie Green with the 4 at second. 0-1, swung on and tapped slowly down the third baseline, foul. Count goes 0-2. Yeah, so that's an unearned run for Mount St. Mary's. So Jacobson still throwing a solid ball game. Already up to 52 pitches, though, on the day. Opportunity to get out of it here. Gartrell off of first. 0-2 to Manning. Swing and a miss. Got her swinging, and that will end the top half of the third. Head of the home half here in Blacksburg. The Mount St. Mary's Mount tie it up at 1. You're listening to Tech Softball from Learfield. Here at TSB. Rachel Castine, her first at-bat of the day, will lead it off here in the home half of the third. In the 8th hole for Virginia Tech, stepping in from the right side. Third inning of work for the right-hander, Maddie Coleman. So far on the day, 2 innings pitched. A hit, a run, it was earned. It was that solo homer and 2 strikeouts. So here's Castine. Again, first AB of the day. The corners play in. And here's the first pitch from Coleman. Missed high for a ball. Count goes to 1-0. Kyle, it's funny, we talk about strikeouts. 2 strikeouts so far on the day for Coleman. This Mount St. Mary's team, they certainly pitched to contact. It's a good staff overall. But in the win over Ole Miss on Sunday, first the 1-0, missed inside for a ball once again. The count moves to 2 balls and no strikes. Just 1 strikeout throughout the day.
Yeah, it's bizarre. They're a team that relies on their defense, simply put. And when you have a good defense, why look for a strikeout?
2 errors on the day for Virginia Tech. 2 out of Castine, misses high. Count goes to 3 balls and no strikes. Again, Castine, her first start of the evening out of Chesapeake, Virginia. Played her high school ball at Greenbrier Christian Academy. And in her second season with the program, the 3-0 caught the outside corner for a strike. Count goes to 3-1. Appeared in just 9 games a season ago. Started twice at shortstop. It was a pinch runner throughout the year. Playing a little bit of a different role so far this season. The 3-1. Swung on and lifted down the right field line. Coming on is King, moving to her left, and she'll put it away for out number 1. So 1 out here in the home half of the third. And just like that, it'll bring up Tegan Thrunk, the shortstop.
Number 7, Tegan Thrunk.
I think this is an at-bat where after a tough error a moment ago, they're like, okay,
Boost your confidence again.
yeah, what can I do at the plate to kind of correct that, right?
And she's done wonders so far at the plate this year. 349, 2 homers, 11 ribbies. First pitch taken on the inner half. Just missed inside for a ball. Count goes to 1-0. Thrunk, kind of that prize shortstop. Prize true freshman for Virginia Tech. Kind of gives Pete Demore some versatility with his defensive alignment. The 1-0 skips in the dirt. The count goes to 2-0. Can move Kelsey Bennett around. Rachel Castine, we're seeing her play third today. Bree Pack can play the outfield. Just a lot of utility on this Virginia Tech team. Addie Green can play all over the place as well. 2-0 to Thrunk. Taken on the inner half for a strike. 2 balls and a strike. Kyle, who's your pick to win the ACC tournament, by the way? We just talked about the ACC tournament.
Men's basketball?
Yes. Well, what other ACC tournaments going on right now? 2-1, swing and a miss, set a rise ball. Count evens up at 2-2. I'm just messing with you. I'm playing with you.
I thought, because I had a storyline about the question of what the softball ACC tournament could look like.
Mm-hmm.
I'll
very true. Very true. My apologies.
I'll give you my answer in just a moment.
Okay. 2-2 to Thrunk. Swung on and tap, foul, pull side. Count remains 2-2.
For me, it's Miami. Basic pick, but I think they bring an athleticism that only Clemson can respond with, and I don't see Clemson meeting up with Miami personally.
It's a good pick. 2-2. Missed inside once again. Almost clipped her. The count runs full. Yeah, I'm going to pick Miami. Hurricanes are good. They're athletic. Really good guard play. can spread the floor well.
Very good guard.
I would say they can match. I think Carolina is extremely athletic, but Carolina's just not lived up to expectations this year, and I don't see them winning 4 games in 4 days. 3-2 to Thrunk. Swing and a miss. Third strikeout of the day for Coleman, and there's 2 away.
What team poses a threat of the group that has to play 5 in a row, hypothetically?
You mean of the group that is playing today?
Yeah.
Probably Virginia Tech. Of that group.
Yeah.
But I can't see anybody winning 5 games in 5 days.
No.
But yeah, probably Virginia Tech if they can get hot. First pitch to Kelsey Brown. Swung on and chopped slowly to the shortstop. Goody. She fields, fires to first. And didn't get her in time. So Kelsey Brown, the slap hitter from the left side, beats it out for an infield single. That's her specialty. Her first base hit of the day. The Hokies' second of the evening. And here comes Morgan Overitis.
Carter, when I tell you the shortstop, Goody, fielded that and threw it across the diamond as quickly as she could. No mistakes.
Oh, yeah.
That was it. I mean, that's just how fast you can play.
Quick as you could. First pitch, squares around the bunt, pulls back. Brown takes off from first to third on to second, not in time. Essentially, Kyle, it's an automatic double when she reaches. That's how quick she is.
She's so good. She's so darn good.
Transfer from James Madison, of course, who's done a lot at TAC over the last few years. And maybe her role is taking a little bit of a back seat, but that is a huge, huge help to this Virginia Tech team. 1-0 to Overitis. Swung on and lifted, deep left field. Manny moves back. She retreats, and she'll make the play in left center field for out number 3. Head of the 4th here in Blacksburg, still tied up at 1 between Mount St. Mary's and Virginia Tech. You're listening to Tech Softball from Learfield. Top of the 4th here in Blacksburg, all tied up at 1 between Virginia Tech and Mount St. Mary's. Thanks for hanging with us in Game 2 of this doubleheader on the Virginia Tech Sports Network from Learfield. Kyle Marshak, Carter Hill, thrilled to have you with us here at Tech Softball Park, and thanks for hanging with us all day long. Hokies were winners in Game 1 by a final score of 6-5, and trying to do the same here in Game 2.
Yeah, it was a close one. They had that 6-3 advantage the entire way, and then a 2-run shot right towards the end brought it back within reach. Of course, right after that, they got the strikeout to win.
Of course,
it was just a back-and-forth game.
100%. Of course, today's game presented by PMSI, the official pest control partner of the Virginia Tech Hokies. We thank PMSI for their support of Virginia Tech athletics. So here's Johnson facing off against Jacobson in the top of the 4th. First pitch misses outside for a ball. Count goes to 1-0. So far today for Cassidy Johnson, the DP, 0 for 1 with the strikeout. 182 so far on the young campaign. 1-0. There's a strike on the outer half. Counting is up at 1-1. Yeah, probably not going to see Emma Lemley today. So Lindsey Grind in Game 1. Molly Jacobson in Game 2. Although, who knows, if this is a close one at the end, you could bring her in to close it out. No problem with that. 1-1. Swung on line right up the middle. It squeaks through for a base hit. Leadoff single for Cassidy Johnson. And there's a leadoff base runner for Mount St. Mary's.
Kind of looks like it's not that Jacobson is pitching poorly. It's just that Mount St. Mary's favors that outside corner when hitting. They have that away approach.
Here's Mariah Goody. First pitch to the shortstop, swung on top, fouled on the third base line. Count goes to 0-1. She is also 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. 7 strikeouts already on the afternoon for Molly Jacobson. Her season ERA down to .57 through 12 1/3. Trying to continue that going here. Of course, the 1 run so far today unearned for Mount St. Mary's. The 0-1 misses way outside for the ball. Count goes to 1-1. An error by the shortstop, Tegan Thrunk, and then an error on the very next play by the second baseman, Addie Green, gave the Mount their lone run of the ball game thus far. 1-1. Swung on, and that one is grounded sharply through the left side for another base hit. On to second goes Johnson. Back-to-back base hits for the Mount to start off the 4th. And Mount St. Mary's, don't look now, Kyle, in business here in the 4th inning.
To their credit, this is a team that not many expected to come into Blacksburg and give the Hokies trouble, but they are controlling what they can, right? That's what Negron said they needed to do, is just do what they can. Don't make the silly mistakes. Well, they look awfully solid today.
Here's Elizabeth King, the right fielder, who also pitched in game 1. First pitch from Jacobson. Swing and miss. Count goes to 0-1. She is also 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. A victim of Jacobson thus far. All tied up at 1 here in the top half of the 4th between Mount St. Mary's and number 13 Virginia Tech. 0-1. Miss low and inside, should say outside for a ball. Count evens up at 1-1. 5 hits on the day for Mount St. Mary's. 2 for Virginia Tech, the 2 errors for the Hokies. And now the Mount threatening with Johnson off a second and Goody off a first. Castine plays in at third. The 1-1. Swung on and grounded slowly down the third baseline, foul. Count goes to 1-2. It's interesting, Kyle, too, because Virginia Tech very much tested themselves early on in the non-conference with who they played. And it's an opportunity now. You're in a close ball game with Mount St. Mary's. The 1-2. Drops in for strike 3. Oh, no, it missed inside. My apologies there. Everybody in the ballpark thought it was strike 3, except for home plate umpire John Hipsch. And it evens up the count at 2-2. Maybe just a tad bit inside, Kyle, maybe?
I'm not going to lie. I'm not sure where that missed it. I thought it might have been a little bit low.
2-2. Outside, and the count runs full. So danger zone here for Molly Jacobson and Virginia Tech. Again, you played a tough schedule early on. I'm not saying Mount St. Mary's is one of your tougher games, but you got a battle, and this could be really good for the Hokies going forward. The 3-2. Swung on and lifted into right center field, going back over rightist, ranging to her right, and it falls for a base hit. This one will one-hop the wall. Scoring will be 1 run. Here comes a second. The throw not in time. Back to third, and safely in is going to be Goody. It's going to be a double off the bat of Elizabeth King, and just like that, Mount St. Mary's with a 2-1 lead.
The Mount are just hitting better than the Hokies right now.
So Johnson came in to score. Goody went about halfway down the line, stopped, and retreated back to the bag, and now Virginia Tech in a little bit of trouble here in the top half of the 4th. So Goody at third and King at second, and here comes Mike Lewis out of the third base dugout.
Yeah, this is a situation where it's not that she's not finding the zone, obviously. It's just when she does, when you make a mistake, make it good, right? You want to miss away from the zone. You don't want to miss it into the bat. She's made a couple of mistakes where she's just left it a little bit over the plate.
Can't see from our vantage point if there's anybody loosening up in the Virginia Tech bullpen, but we will let you know as soon as we get a hold of it. And a meeting of the minds in the circle right now for Virginia Tech. So Jacobson will stay in the ball game. Base hit here could give Mount St. Mary's a 4-1 lead. Already with a 2-1 advantage here in the top half of the 4th. Second and third, nobody out for Daisy Gardner. Her second at-bat of the day, seeking her first base hit of the season. And here comes Pete Demore. We're going to see if we're going to get a change now. And it looks like we will, as he'll make the trot out to the circle. Take the ball from Molly Jacobson, and the Hokies will go to the pen. So we'll keep it here. And, we were talking about it earlier. Are we going to see Emma Lemley today? And it looks like we are. Here comes Lemley, her first appearance of the afternoon in either game, Game 1 or Game 2. But in fairness to Pete Demore, Tech's in trouble, trailing 2-1 here in the 4th.
Yeah, this is a situation where you just have to go to the next best thing, right? I mean,
number 27, Emma Lemley.
It's tough. Like I said, when it comes to completing a game, sometimes you do have to go to the best arm, even if it's in a situation where you don't necessarily want to, I'm not going to say waste pitches, but take away pitches from other people, including Lemley. I mean, Lemley is by far one of the best pitchers in the ACC, obviously the best for the Hokies, but is this a game where Lemley really has to go to work, you know? So that's the question that will kind of be answered later on, right? You don't know now. You don't know whether or not this is going to be of any detriment. It probably won't, right? Because at the end of the day, there's still another couple days until the next game, and in softball, pitch counts don't really matter as much.
No doubt.
So you know, the pitcher usage isn't a big deal. But again, it's also like, why throw the best guy you've got in a game where you feel like you should run away with it? Well, that's not a detriment to the Hokies as it is really just credit to the mound coming here and giving the Hokies a tough time. So that proves to you the development of softball overall. Right?
Yeah, you mentioned it. The Hokies are in action tomorrow at Gardner-Webb, and then a 3-game set with North Carolina and Chapel Hill over the weekend. Lemley's stats so far in the year, 9-1, a 1.86 ERA. Of course, the big-time arm on Virginia Tech's pitching staff. So here's Gardner, mentioned it 0 for 1 today with a strikeout, seeking her first base hit of the season. First pitch, caught the outside corner for a strike. Count goes to 0-1. Lemley attacking the zone right out of the gates. Goody off a third, King off a second. Here's the 0-1 from Lemley. She winds and fires. Swing and miss. Count goes to 0-2. Pop of the mitt there from Aldridge. Lemley can get it in there pretty good. And there's a reason why she's one of the best pitchers in the country. Out of Forest, Virginia, just up the road outside of Lynchburg. Came down to Blacksburg for a collegiate career. 0-2. Just outside for a ball. Count goes to 1-2. Such a big part of this Virginia Tech staff the past 2 years for Emma Lemley. Last year, backing up Keely Rochard in that 2 role, but still a major part of the Hokies' success. The 1-2. Swing and miss. Got her strike 3. So 1 batter face for Emma Lemley, and it's her first strikeout of the day.
Yeah, it's a big one. And we know Lemley can come in and just shut the door for the Hokies, right? She has that overpowering stuff. But as D'Amore said pregame, if we see Lemley, expect to see the changeup go to work. It worked really well against the Wolfpack in their opening home series for the ACC.
Here's Zoe Truxton, grounded out her last time up. First pitch from Lemley, scores her on the bunt, lays it down, it's foul. The Mount ran the squeeze there. Goody was trying to cheat at third. Castine came charging in, but to no avail. Count goes to 0-1. And now the corners are pinched in. So Castine is playing well in front of the bag at third. Bailey in front at first. 0-1. And the pitch from the right-hander. Swing and miss. Got her on a rise ball. Count goes to 0-2. And now the corners will shift back with 2 strikes. Bailey playing even with the bag. Castine, though, is still... She took a couple steps back, but she's still probably a good 2 steps in front of the bag just in case. And here comes the 0-2 to Truxton. Lemley winds and fires, and it's... Did she go? No, she didn't. Went with the rise ball once again. Count goes to 1-2. On deck, the always dangerous Abigail Perry at the top of the order for Mount St. Mary's. She's the second baseman. 1-2. Missed outside. Counting is up at 2-2. (7:22 p.m. Eastern Time here in Blacksburg. Virginia Tech and Mount St. Mary's in Game 2 of this doubleheader. Hokies won Game 1 6-5. The Mount currently lead 2-1. 2-2 from Lemley. Missed low and outside once again. Count runs full. Hokies took that early, just in case you're joining us now, Hokies took that early lead in the second. Solo shot off the bat of Emma Jackson. The Mount have responded with 2 cents. RBI double by Elizabeth King. 3-2. Got her swinging strike 3. 2 big strikeouts for Limley and the Hokies, and there's 2 away.
That's that overpowering stuff that Pete said pregame. It's what makes her so special. It's that equivalent to a 99-mile-per-hour fastball, baseball, where it just has that much velocity on it where you can blow it past people any day of the week.
Here's Abigail Perry, 1 for 2 today with a strikeout. First pitch, swing and a miss. Got her with the rise ball once again. No balls and a strike. Goody still at third, King at second. 2-1 Mount St. Mary's over Virginia Tech. Oh, 1 from Limley. Swung on and popped up in the infield. Moving back is Castine in foul territory, and it will get out of play. No balls and 2 strikes. Limley a strike away from striking out the side and getting out of a second and third no-out jam unscathed. Try to do so against the dangerous Perry. Here's the 0-2. Foul back to the screen. Perry was a little bit late on that one. Just got a piece to stay alive. Limley 2 batters faced, 2 strikeouts, trying to continue that trend right now. 101 strikeouts on the season already. Can this be 102? She winds and deals. Swung on and popped up down the third baseline, foul. Perry stays alive, still 0-2.
Another loud grunt on that pitch.
Limley putting everything into every single pitch. She's seen some big-time innings for Virginia Tech already in her career. 0-2 to Perry. Missed high and outside once again. Tried the rise ball, unsuccessful. A ball and 2 strikes. Got to give it to the Mount Sioux. Very disciplined at the plate, even against Emma Limley. Perry, no exception. 1-2. Did she go? Yes, she did. Strike 3. Emma Limley, 3 batters faced, 3 strikeouts, and the Hokies escape the jam. Head of the home half of the 4th here in Blacksburg, 2-1, the Mount lead. You're listening to Tech Softball from Learfield. Home half of the 4th here in Blacksburg, 2-1 Mount St. Mary's over number 13, Virginia Tech. 4th inning of work for Maddie Coleman. She has, for the most part, shut down this Hokies order thus far. 3 innings pitched, 2 hits. 1 was that solo shot off the bat of Emma Jackson. That's the lone run of the game. 3 strikeouts and has not walked a soul. She's been really good.
She's been excellent, and it's a different type of pitcher where with that pitch to contact approach, you can kind of get the ball in play, get people out in front on some soft stuff. She's just doing the small things right in the circle right now.
So Meredith Slaw will lead it off for Virginia Tech, the designated player stepping in from the left side. 0 for 1 today. First pitch way outside for a ball. Count goes to 1-0. Do have a scoreboard update from the Greensboro Coliseum. Number 11 Virginia Tech over number 14 Notre Dame, 21-12 in the first round of the ACC tournament. Hokies with the win, 1-0. Did she go? No, she didn't, but it's a strike on the outer half. County is up at 1-1. Hokies with a win, advance to face the NC State Wolfpack tomorrow evening at 9:30 in the second round of the tournament from Greensboro. Zach Mackey, Mike Burnup with the call on the Virginia Tech Sports Network, 1-1. Miss low on a changeup. Count goes to 2-1. A lot going on in Tech athletics right now. Baseball continuing to win. Men's basketball, ACC tournament. Women's basketball, ACC tournament champions. Back on Sunday. Softball, of course. 2-1. Missed high and outside. Count goes to 3-1. Again, thanks so much for tuning in here on the Virginia Tech Sports Network from Learfield. Kyle Marshak, Carter Hill, high above TSP. for Tech softball against Mount St. Mary's. Inaugural season for Tech softball on the Virginia Tech Sports Network. 3-1, swing and a miss. Count goes to 3-2. And a well-deserved next step for the program. And if you missed it, each and every home game here from Tech Softball Park will be streamed on the Hokie Sports app or on HokieSports.com throughout the portion of the year. A team of students in the Sports Media and Analytics program, 3-2, swung on and lifted, shallow right field. Coming on is King. Shook off the second baseman Perry and put it away for out number 1. So yeah, in case you missed it, in case you're listening to us on the ACC Network Extra, we appreciate you joining us as well. A team of multiple sports media and analytics students in the SMA program at Virginia Tech will team up to broadcast every single home game that the Hokies will put on the airwaves. Tyler Katz and Nick Brown had the series sweep over NC State last weekend. Kyle and I have tonight. Siobhan Heater will get involved as well. And then we also have a nice team doing interviews as well as the first pitch. Daddy Green misses outside for a ball. The count goes to 1-0. So on Tech Socials, you can find Madeline Myrick, Katie Adams, Abby Nielsen, all getting involved and doing interviews on Tech Socials. 1-0, misses outside. Count goes to 2-0. So an opportunity to better publicize Virginia Tech softball and kind of help capitalize on some of the success that they have had over the last few years. So we appreciate you bearing with us and tuning in and having a good time here on the Virginia Tech Sports Network. 2-0. Swung on and lined into left center field. Moving back is Truxton, ranging to her right, and she won't make the play. This one splits the outfielders and rolls to the wall. Heading into second with a one-out double is Addie Green.
Yeah, she got all of that. Another example of this team's ability to hit the ball the other way. And I think if there's any ball you can show when you hit it to display your ability at the plate to just make contact, it's by letting it get deep in the zone and barreling it the other gap. That's exactly what she did. Really impressive stuff.
Yeah, Green just ripped one into left center field. Truxton went back and tailed more towards the left side of things. Fell for a base hit. Here's Emma Jackson. First pitch. Drops in outside for a ball. Count goes to 1-0. Yeah, lined one into left center field. Fell in. Rolled to the wall, and Green with the stand-up. One-out double. 1-0. Swung on and lifted down the left field line. Coming on is Manning, and it will fall foul. So just a long strike, and the count goes to 1-1. Jackson solo shot earlier in this ballgame. She has been such an awesome piece of this Virginia Tech team so far this season. In just her freshman season, 1-1, drops in the inside corner of the plate, though it misses, and the count goes to 2-1. You know, she was supposed to come in and Pete DeMore and company thought that she would help at some point, but she has taken so far 2023 by storm. Almost hitting 400 on the year. The 2-1 is swung on and lifted. Deep right field. Moving back is King just in front of the track. And she'll put it away for out number 2. Tagging's Green. She'll head to third. The throw comes into second. And there's 2 away. Green, though, advances 60 feet. And there's a runner on third, but 2 away for Jamie Bailey.
Next up for the Hokies, number 2, Jamie Bailey.
Meeting in the circle for Mount St. Mary's. Let's see what the Mount opt to do here as Anna Nargo trudges out there. Again, Coleman has looked good so far for the Mount, but let's see if Mount St. Mary's opts for a change, or maybe just going over a scouting report. Maybe that's the case. No change here, as the battery will remain the same, with Jamie Bailey walking up to the dish.
It's a tough at-bat because Coleman wants to avoid letting the ball get in play. Really, because it's a situation where it feels like every time the Hokies do put the ball in play, it's going to fall, especially with the way the defense has been shaky on both sides.
First pitch to Bailey, misses inside. Count goes to 1-0. Jackson just missed that one, too. Maybe a little bit more barrel, and she goes opposite field there for her second homer of the game. Here's somebody who can go yard, but also hitting just under 360 on the year. 1-0 to Bailey, swung on and lifted into deep left field. Going back, Manny to the track, to the wall. It's gone! Right on cue for Jamie Bailey. her 5th bomb of the year, and the Hokies lead it 3-2. Perfect timing there, Kyle.
Perfect timing. Lightning can strike twice. And if Lightning is a home run, the Hokies seem to have summoned electricity right from their hands. They just know when to get the right pitch. They are so good at capitalizing when a pitcher like Coleman makes a mistake.
Again, the Hokies love to use the long ball. 6 homers last weekend. They came into the day today with 33. Now up to 37, and coming into the day, second in Division I with almost 2 homers a game. Here's Kylie Aldridge. First pitch swung on, popped up behind the plate, and it just hit off the roof above us.
I think it stayed there, too.
I'm pretty confident it did stay there. Stay there, yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
Oh, gosh. Aldridge 0 for 1 in this game, too. Doubled in game 1, though. 0-1. Drops in just outside for a ball. Count evens up at 1-1. Jamie Bailey, I thought it was gone off the bat, but one of those high-arcing shots that just seemed to get out. The wind has really died down, too. We can see the flag in left field. 1-1 to Aldridge, just swung on and popped up fouled on the third base line. Count goes to 1-2. Just when we move inside, the wind will settle down. Although, we're touching right around 40 degrees now in Blacksburg with the sun well set. 1-2, swung on and lifted into deep right field. King going back, track, wall, gone. Second career home run off the bat of Kylie Aldridge. And back-to-back go the Hokies. It's 4-2 Tech.
My, oh my. Talk about a moonshot. That went above the lights. One of those balls hit so well that you lose it up in the dark sky of Blacksburg. That was way out of here.
That was a no doubt. I think you can categorize that one as a no doubt. There's Rachel Castine, the third baseman, 0 for 1 today. First pitch from Coleman. Hokies have teed off on her in this 4th. First pitch misses high and inside. 1 ball, no strikes. So back-to-back go the Hokies with Bailey and Aldridge. And here comes the 1-0 to Castine. Drops in on the outer half for a strike. Counting evens up at 1-1. What were we talking about, Kyle, before the home runs? What were we talking about? It all runs together at this point.
Yeah, I'm not sure, to be honest. I'm lost. There's too many deep shots in this game.
Oh, boy, oh, boy. 1-1. Misses outside on a screwball. Count goes to 2-1. You got to give Mount St. Mary's credit, though. And I don't want to harp on that, but this game is not over. But they have made Virginia Tech sweat. 2-1. High and outside for a ball. 3 balls and a strike. I mean, the fact that Virginia Tech had to bring Emma Limley into the game is pretty telling, is my guess. Probably a fair assessment there, too. Quick meeting at the mound. In the circle, I should say. Quick meeting in the circle. With Castine about to face a 3-1 count. 6 hits now on the day for Mount St. Mary's. 5 for Virginia Tech. 2 errors for the Hokies, although it almost feels a race at this point because of the back-to-back bombs.
It's back and forth. That's the beauty of softball. It's like a faster, more action-packed version.
No doubt. No doubt. 3-1 to Castine. 3 runs already in this 4th inning. And the pitch, they miss low and inside. 5-pitch walk to Castine. And the Hokies have a base runner with 2 away.
Yeah, now this is a situation where I would not be shocked to see another mound visit or circle visit because, one, you're making mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
And now she's missing the zone, right? This is a situation where Coach Negro is probably contemplating, can I get Coleman through this inning at least before I go to the bullpen?
Running for your Hokies.
Do have a pinch runner at first. This is Maya Luco who will run it first. Also have a pinch hitter at the plate. It's Grace Chavez. We saw her in game 1. Walked back in the 6th. So Pete Demore will go to his bench, both on the base pass and at the dish. So Chavez now will hit in the 9-hole for Virginia Tech, and for Tegan Thrunk, who she also hit for in the past game in game 1. And if she can reach Kelsey Brown in the top of the order, waits on deck. 250 on the season, a homer and 3 RBIs. First pitch, swung on and lifted down the first baseline. Coming on is King, moving back is Perry, and Perry, the second baseman, puts it away acrobatically in foul territory for out number 3. But 3 runs crossed here in the home half of the 4th. Into the 5th here in Blacksburg. You're listening to Tech Softball from Learfield.
Virginia Tech 4, Mount St. Mary's 2.
For Mount St. Mary's, 5-4 Virginia Tech. And here's Maggie Kane, the third baseman. First pitch from Lemley is missed high and outside for a ball. The count goes to 1-0. Kane did some major damage in game 1. A 3-run shot out to left center field that gave Mount St. Mary's a 3-run lead, or a 3-1 lead, I should say, in the top of the 5th. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Count goes to 1-1. It's a lead, of course, the Hokies would eventually overcome. Solo shot off the bat of Emma Ritter. 2-run shot off the bat of Madison Hansen. And the Hokies eventually came away as 6-5 winners. The 1-1 squares around a bunt, pops it up, and the catcher Aldridge will make the play for out number 1. Light pop-up right behind the dish, and in foul territory, Aldridge really, I was going to say range back, barely even had to move and put it away behind the dish for the first out of the inning. Here's Hannah Gartrell, the opposing battery mate, 1 for 2 today. First pitch from Lemley. Missed in the dirt, count goes to 1-0. Emma Lemley, actually, we were talking about walk-up songs earlier. She walks out to Poker Face by Lady Gaga.
That's an interesting one.
What are your thoughts?
It's kind of tough in a weird way.
Okay.
I like it.
Pitch is taken on the outer half for a strike. Count evens up at 1-1. I do like it. I do.
I think there's a social standard to people who do have a poker face. They're more intimidating.
You went the social standard route. The 1-1 swung on and popped up into shallow left center field. Coming on is Brown, and she'll put it away, ranging to her right for out number 2.
I believe that, though. Think about it. People who are, it's kind of obvious, right? But people who are expressive with their face tend to be less intimidating because you know what's on their mind. Even if they're not necessarily a person who's happy all the time, but at least you know what's going on. People who have poker faces, though, they're terrifying.
Oh, really? Okay. Here's Brianna Manny, left fielder. First pitch from Lemley is swung on and fouled back to the screen. Count goes to 0-1. Yeah, that's a good one. So Emma Lemley actually was talking about, she was on TSL Today at Tech Sideline a couple weeks ago, and you know, she was telling our colleagues, Giovanni Heater and Nick Brown, that she listens to Taylor Swift before every single game. 0-1 to Manny. Swing and a miss. Got her on a rise. Ball count goes 0-2. Thoughts on that?
I heard the young man interviewing her was a Swiftie. So that makes sense. That came up in conversation. Okay. Giovanni Heater, if you know him, he loves Taylor Swift.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Nothing wrong with that, though.
No.
0-2. Got her right down the middle for strike 3. So yet another strikeout for Emma Lemley, and that's how the top half of the fifth comes to a close. Head of the home half here in Blacksburg. 4-2, Hokies lead it. You're listening to Tech Softball from Learfield.
Into the circle for the Mountaineers, number 55, Olivia Murphy.
Welcome back here to Tech Softball Park in Blacksburg, where Virginia Tech a 4-2 lead over Mount St. Mary's. 3-run fourth for the Hokies gave them the lead. Tech struck first in the second. Emma Jackson with a solo shot. The Mount then answered with 2 more, made it 2-1 Mount St. Mary's, and then back-to-back homers off the bat of Jamie Bailey, and then Kylie Aldridge made it a 4-2 ball game. Top of the order for Virginia Tech, Kelsey Brown leads it off. 1 for 2 on the day, up to 294 on the Young campaign. So it goes 1-2-3 with Brown, Morgan Overitis, and Meredith Slaw, who actually, this kind of shows you the firepower of this Virginia Tech team. Neither Kelsey Brown, Morgan Overitis, or Meredith Slaw were in the starting lineup in Game 1 for Virginia Tech. And they're the Hokies 1-2-3 in Game 2.
A lot of depth.
Yes. That's what I was talking to, I was talking about Morgan Overitis earlier in the game with somebody in the stands, and he just was like, Pete DeMoore, he's got too much firepower. There's not a spot for everybody in the lineup. First pitch to Kelsey Brown. There's a strike on the outside corner. Count goes to 0-1. I mean, same can be said for, Kelsey Brown was a mainstay in the Tech starting lineup a couple years ago, and she's kind of scratching the surface now. Morgan Overitis, Meredith Slaw, same type of deal. There's just a lot of depth. 0-1, scores her in the butt, pulls back, it's a ball. Count evens up at 1-1. I mean, it's a good problem to have. Don't get me wrong.
I'm not getting you wrong.
Well, and luckily for Virginia Tech, they haven't had transfers left and right out of this program because of that reason. 1-1. Miss low, count goes to 2-1. And hopefully that continues if you're a Virginia Tech fan. And I would think it's got a good opportunity to. But it does bring up that point. 2-1. There's a strike, counting evens up at 2-2. But a good example is, how about Grace Chavez? She's pinch hitted in both games. There is a time in Blacksburg where she was a mainstay. And last year, she didn't play a big role at all. And now she's kind of scratching the surface again to kind of work her way back into that lineup and come up with some big base hits. 2-2. Swung on in line on the third baseline, foul. Count remains 2-2. I think he kind of speaks to the culture of this Virginia Tech softball program, too, that Pete DeMoore and company have instilled over the last 5 years.
For sure. That's one of the first things he said to me when I asked him pregame. I said, what about their performance against NC State is so impressive about the depth of the lineup? He said, well, we've just created a culture of good recruitment. 2-2.
Swung on and grounded slowly to Goody. She fields, bobbles, and Brown will reach. There was no play there at that point. As soon as Goody ranged to her left and bobbled, there was a chance Kelsey Brown was going to beat it out anyways. That's what she did earlier in the game, but it does go down as an E6, unfortunately for Goody, although that very well could have been a base hit for Kelsey Brown, regardless of the situation.
One of those slap hitters with speed where it's like, you just can't afford to let her hit the ball on the ground. She's going to beat it out.
Yeah.
Watch her swipe second, too.
No doubt. She stands at first, and here's Morgan Overitis. First pitch, Brown takes off. It's outside. No, she bluffed and heads back to the bat.
She's so agile. She took 3 hard strides, made it, I'd say, a 4th up the baseline, like she was about to steal second and went, skirt, and slammed on the brakes.
Keeps the catcher Gartrell on her heels. 1-0, squares around to bunt, pulls back. It's a ball. The throw it on to second, not in time. Second stolen base of the game for Kelsey Brown. And they actually, my apologies there, they ruled that a strike. It was close, but it was ruled a strike by our home plate umpire, John Hipsch, and the count goes to 1-1. It was not a strike on the bunt attempt. It was a strike, period. So Brown now at second. Base hit will score her with ease. Hokies with the 4-2 lead. Pitch to Overitis. There's a strike on the outer half. Same pitch there. Count goes to 1-2. You know, if you're going to keep it consistent, yeah. I mean, that's a good piece of umpiring behind the dish by Mr. Hipsch. Meredith Slaw's in the on-deck circle. 1-2. Swung on and tapped slowly to the third baseman, Kane. She boots Fields, and there's no play. Brown stayed at second. Second error of the inning for Mount St. Mary's. Very similar to what happened with the Hokies earlier on. And Tech has runners on first and second, but nobody out.
For the Hokies, number 16, Meredith Slaw.
Here's Slaw, seeking her first base hit of the day, 0-for-2. Trying to really come through big time here this evening for the Hokies. First pitch, just missed outside. Count goes to 1-0. Update on the Hokies' first round game with Notre Dame in Greensboro. Tech with a slim halftime advantage, 33-32 in favor of Virginia Tech. 1-0. Missed outside once again. Count goes to 2-0. Of course, Zach Mackey, Virginia Tech Sports Hall of Famer Mike Burnup on the call on the Virginia Tech Sports Network. If you're local here in the New River Valley on 105.3 The Bear. Hunter Couture leading the scoring for the Hokies with 9. 2-0. There's a strike. Count goes to 2-1. I really am excited. I don't mean to hit, I don't mean to hammer this home, Kyle, but I really am excited about this Tech women's basketball team. 3-1 is landed in the left center field. That falls for a base hit. Brown scores. Here comes Overitis. She'll be held at third. It's an RBI double off the bat of Meredith Slaw, and it's 5-2 Hokies.
Just what the doctor ordered. You want to extend the lead when you're late in the game. This is the second game out of the two where the Hokies needed a knock late to really swing the momentum in their favor so that when they go into that final frame, they can just take a deep breath and relax.
I love the demonstration.
I've been given a lot of onomatopoeias.
Yes.
Jenna Pearson.
You weren't expecting that one, Carter.
Onomatopoeias? Yeah, that's a good word. Good word. We do have a... Go ahead, I'm sorry.
How do you spell W-H-E-W?
That's a... Yeah, exactly. P-H...
That's a favorite.
Exactly. Jenna Pearson is going to pinch run for Meredith Slaw at second. Here's Addie Green, the second baseman, 1-for-2 today. First pitch drops in on the outer half, though it missed for a ball. The count goes to 1-0. Olivia Murphy, the new pitcher this inning for Mount St. Mary's, yet to record an out. One run is already in. 1-0, outside, 2-0. One hit, one run so far, though it is unearned because of the two errors so far in the frame. But Virginia Tech, an opportunity now to really break open this ballgame. A base hit here from Addie Green can make it 7-2 in favor of Tech. The 2-0. Swung on and chop down the first baseline, foul. Count goes to 2-1. Just past the outstretched glove of Gardner over there at first.
Right on the side.
Hokies return to play tomorrow against the Gardner-Webb Running Bulldogs. That is on the road, so no broadcast here on the Virginia Tech Sports Network. First the 2-1. Outside, count goes to 3-1. And then Tech goes on the road to Chapel Hill. They stay in the great state of North Carolina. 3-game set with the Tar Heels this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Hokies aren't at home for another 2 weeks. 3-1. There's a strike. Just caught the outside corner, and the count runs full. So Overitis stands on third. Jenna Pearson, the pinch runner, is at second. And Addie Green at the dish. Emma Jackson, solo shot on the day, waits on deck. 3-2. Swung on and fouled off down the third base line. Count remains full.
I think this is a big pitch for the Mount in order to swing the momentum back in their favor, where they can actually get out of an inning without giving up a ton of runs.
3-2. Swung on, chopped up the middle. It's gloved by Murphy there. She fires to first, and there's one away. Overitis and Pearson stay put. And here comes Emma Jackson, the left fielder.
This is definitely an at-bat for Emma Jackson where she's been feeling herself, right? So if she gets a hold of one,
yeah,
that might chalk one up.
Already a bomb earlier in this ball game. Has that old school like Jason Kipnis stance from the right side. First pitch is swung on and grounded down the third baseline foul.
Her swing is what I call controlled chaos.
Controlled chaos, yes. Very true, very true.
Quietly violent, if you will.
It's kind of, to kind of describe, it kind of is like bent back at a certain, like a 45-degree angle maybe.
Yeah,
right behind her.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where her hands were placed. But it very much is like Jason Kipnis used to do it for Cleveland back in the day. 0-1. Drops in outside. Counting is up at 1-1. The scoreboard, other than the runs, is dead even. 5-2, Hokies lead 6 hits for each side. 2 errors each. 1-1 with 1 away. Swung on and grounded down the third baseline foul once again. Off the netting of the Tech dugout. Count goes to 1-2. Just a quiet night at Tech Softball Park in Blacksburg. Tech with a 5-2 lead over Mount St. Mary's. 1-2. Swung on in line right up the middle. Coming on is Truxton, and it falls in for a base hit. 1 run scores. Pearson's held at third. On to second goes Emma Jackson. It's an RBI single off the bat of the freshman, and it's 6-2 Hokies. Jackson, of course, advances on the throw. Nonetheless, it's the same result. And here comes Jamie Bailey.
Like I said, no breaks. 6-2 now. It is getting to that point mentally for the Hokies where despite a tough first and still a competitive second game, now they can finally have the confidence at least in that final inning, final couple of innings to relax.
Here's Bailey. First pitch, inside. Count goes to 1-0. So Pearson stands at third. Morgan Overitis scored on the single. And Emma Jackson at second. 1-0 to Bailey, who homered earlier today. Swings and misses at that one. Counting was up at 1-1. (6-2) Tech leads. Home half of the fifth. 2 runs already in the frame. 1-1. Swung on and popped up in the infield. Moving over is Gardner in foul territory. And she can't make the play just in front of the Mount St. Mary's dugout. And it falls foul.
Yeah, it's a play where Negro, the head coach, will definitely look at it later and say, okay, we need to work on that. Because that should be an out, right? It's just so tough with the night sky here in Blacksburg, which is as pitch black as ever today.
No doubt about it. 1-2. And the pitch. Just missed high and outside. County moves up at 2-2. It started with Maddie Coleman in this ballgame for Mount St. Mary's. Now Olivia Murphy. She is just a third of the way. Should say a third of an inning into this ballgame. 2 hits, 2 runs in. None have been earned though. 2-2. Swung on in line down the third baseline. Foul into the Tech bullpen. And the count remains 2-2. Bailey has those quick hands, too.
She can kind of drive right into the thing. Make solid contact, as she has done all year so far. 2-2, swung on and flared on the first baseline. That falls foul as well. Bailey spoils another. O'clock Eastern time here on the East Coast. Thanks for sticking with us on the Virginia Tech Sports Network. 2-2, outside, count runs full. Hokies won game 1 of this doubleheader. 6-5, your final score in favor of Virginia Tech. Hokies now with the 6-2 advantage. 3-2. Swung on and grounded through the left side. It gets through for a base hit. 1 run scores. Stopping at third is Jackson. It's an RBI single off the bat of Jamie Bailey. And how about her? She stays hot. 7-2 Tech.
Emma Jackson, Jamie Bailey, the 2 girls right now in the lineup that just can't stop hitting. Again, it's 1, the ability to put the ball the other way, but 2, to kind of find that barrel in a fashion where they're not missing a ton when they do make contact. It's kind of like if you looked at the expected batting average of the balls they put in play, it's probably incredibly high. They just know how to barrel the ball up when they do make contact.
Don't look now, Kyle. First pitch to Kylie Aldred. Taken high for a ball. Sliding in safely with the stolen bag is Jamie Bailey. Don't look now with Kylie Aldridge at the plate for Virginia Tech. If she goes yard here, that ends the ball game. We're in a run rule situation now. Second and third now with Jackson and Bailey. 1-0. There's a strike. Just caught the outside corner. Aldridge already went yard once in this ball game. And if she does it again here for her 3rd career collegiate bomb, it's 10-2 Hokies, and we're going home winners. 1-1. Drops in outside. Count goes to 2-1.
This is the pitch to do it here.
Let's see if you're right. Pitch from Murphy. Miss low. Count goes to 3-1. Rachel Castine is on deck. Then Tegan Thrunk. Should she re-enter for Grace Chavez? Due up third.
Now this is the pitch to do it.
3-1. Did she go? No, she didn't. It's a 5-pitch walk and the bases are loaded. Gonna have another meeting in the circle, probably another change with Olivia Murphy. Right now the bases are loaded. The winning run in 5 is on first. So let's see if Coach Nargo elects to go to the pen. My hot chocolate, Kyle, is gone.
Oh my goodness.
How about yours?
Mine's empty. It has the brown lining at the bottom around the circumference of the cup.
Really?
Which, with the white in the middle, tells me that there's no longer any hot chocolate left. It's that type of day at the ballpark.
Gosh, it is that type of day at the ballpark.
I'll tell you what, Tech Softball Park, if you guys are tuning in, great hospitality. The food was delicious. I had a couple hot dogs, a cheeseburger, nachos.
Got concession vouchers today. I always love concessions at the ballpark. No doubt about it. Here's Rachel Castine. The mount stick with Murphy. Bases loaded. First pitch. Inside. 1-0. Thanks for tuning in all day long here to Virginia Tech Softball on the Virginia Tech Sports Network from Learfield. Kyle Marshak, Carter Hill, high above TSP. 1-0. Outside once again. 2 balls, no strikes. Right now, if you're Murphy, you just got to find the strike zone. If you're Mount St. Mary's.
That's the thing, 2-0. She's expecting something in the zone here. Watch out.
2-0. There's a strikeout, her half. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Now that's a good pitch. She didn't make a mistake down the middle. right on the outside corner. She can live there all day against righties. I really believe that.
Jackson, Bailey, and Aldridge have the bases juiced. 2-1. There's a ball taken low and outside once again. 3 balls and a strike. The corners are playing in, middle infield back, hoping for the double play. And here comes the 3-1 to Rachel Castine. Swung on, fat back to the screen. Count runs full. It's interesting too, Kyle. It just feels like Virginia Tech has seized all the momentum in the past 2 frames. 3 runs each in the 4th and the 5th, and maybe not done yet. 3-2. Swung on, grounded right up the middle. It squeaks through for a base hit. 1 run scores. Here comes Bailey. The throw home not in time. It's a 2-run single off the bat of Rachel Castine, and it's 9-2 Hokies.
You know what that means? The winning run for a walk-off is in scoring position for the Hokies with 1 out. Again, it's that 8-run rule after 5 innings. We're in the bottom of the 5th.
Very true.
It's 9-2.
First, though, we're going to have a change in the circle. Here comes Coach Nargo. There's the signal to the pen. Let's see who they bring out as Olivia Murphy will exit. Here comes a new arm. Get the number for you in just a second. First, Kyle, you know, it's interesting. Like, I wanna discuss this whole thing with Tech softball and maybe the trajectory for this year, because they were picked 3rd in the ACC behind Florida State and Clemson. The funny thing is, that's what happened last year. Virginia Tech ends up winning the ACC regular season. They do fall in the ACC tournament semifinals, but we all know what happened from there. Number 3 overall national seed, first ever regional hosted, 2nd consecutive super regional, first ever super regional hosted, 3rd in program history. And they're a win away from going to Oklahoma City to the Women's College World Series. And quite frankly, too, watching that Virginia Tech team from last year, they were good enough to win the national championship. They had the pitching, Keely Rochard, and Emma Lemley. And obviously Lemley's still here, Keely's gone, but if you can replicate that in the circle, Tech has the offense to go on another run like that this year.
100%. They have the depth, they have the power. Honestly, they might have a better offense than last year, which is crazy to say. It's close, though, but it does come down to the pitching. We have the talent to do so. Will they execute is the question.
We talked about that with the depth earlier. And Pete Demore certainly has that. Tegan Thrunk is a perfect example how the Hokies have reloaded here in Blacksburg, and she leads, shouldn't say lead off, but she'll step in against the new pitcher for the mound. It's going to be Amaya Bowman, who we saw earlier today in game 1 for the Mount. Winning run is on 2nd. First pitch to Tegan Thrunk is swung on and grounded right up the middle. Back to Bowman. She gloves, fires to first, and there's 2 away. Both runners advance 60 feet, and now the winning run is on 3rd. 2nd and 3rd with 2 away. Here's Kelsey Brown.
It's a quab. It's a quality at bat.
It is a quad.
Move the runs. Move the runners, excuse me.
Again, Aldridge is the winning run at 3rd. Rachel Castine, fresh off of that 2-run single, is at 2nd. Here's Brown, 1 for 3 today with an infield single. Swung on and grounded foul on the first base line. Count goes to 0-1.
She dashed on the first base line.
She can dash, no doubt. No doubt about it.
Can we get a 60 on her?
Oh my gosh, yes.
I need to find that. I wonder if they do have a 60 for her.
I would think they do. That's probably a good question. Oh, 1. Missed high and inside. Count evens up at 1-1. No, that actually really would be interesting. You look around college softball and at a lot of the elite programs around the country, there are a lot of players that can put on a product like that. Kelsey Brown is certainly at the top with her speed and her athleticism, and in the field too. Really good defensively, and good at the dish. 278 average. 1-1, swung on. Grounded softly to Kane. She fields, fires the first. She threw it away, and the Hokies are going to win it. Aldridge comes in to score, but unfortunately for Virginia Tech, Kelsey Brown is down and looks to be in quite a bit of pain. So Brown stands up, she's okay, and the Hokies in run rule fashion are walk-off winners this afternoon in Blacksburg. A 6-run fifth for Virginia Tech and a 10-2 final in favor of the Hokies. We'll come right back here from Tech Softball Park. Quick wrap up here from Blacksburg, but for now, Hokies are